First of all, I just want to say Happy New Year. I hope that if you're watching this, you accomplish everything that it is you want to accomplish this year. Hope your year is filled with health, wealth, and prosperity. If you have goals, attack those goals like it's all you got. Because for some of us, it is all we got. So take yourself seriously. You are the foundation for how other people treat you or whatever it is that you're creating or whatever you're putting out into the universe. Now the title of this video is not clickbait. I do to some degree hold this opinion. If you're watching this, maybe you make music, maybe you make art of some sort, maybe you make videos, maybe you're just starting streaming, maybe you're just starting a clothing brand, maybe you make shoes, maybe you make dolls for a living. Whatever it is, you came to the right place. But I gotta be honest with you. Sometimes in life, the people closest to you are just not going to support you. They might pretend that they do. They might consume some of the stuff that you're putting out. They might give it a like. They might show you that they're watching. But the reality is, they're not always going to support you. And this is a very relatable experience for creatives as a whole. I think as long as you are creative and you do have friends or people near and dear to you, you're going to run into this situation where it feels like they don't really give a shit about what it is that you're doing. And this is completely normal, and I don't think you should hold it against them. But I just want to talk a little bit about where that comes from, because this can be make or break when it comes to so many people's careers, when it comes to how serious they take themselves. How the initial audience treats your art literally can determine the future of just everything regarding that in general. I remember when I first started making music, a lot of people liked it and some people didn't like it, right? It was probably like a 10-to-2 ratio. And then of course there's the people that just don't really care. You send it to them and they kind of just leave it on red. You know, it happens, you know, we don't take it personally. But isn't it crazy how it's so easy to let the people who either don't like what you did or don't care affect how serious we take our craft? Some people legit made beautiful bodies of work, but their initial friends don't care. So they're immediately thinking to themselves like, damn, what I made must not be good enough for other people. And I get this. Right? Our friends control a lot of aspects of our lives in ways we don't even realize. They affect the way we think about situations. This is why the idea of yes men is such an important thing. You might have your perspective on a certain situation that you might need advice on, and your friend's advice can drastically affect how whatever that said situation plays out. You might be ready to do some stupid shit. Depending on what friend or family member you go to and what advice they give you, the entire course of action that you take after that can change. And so it's easy sometimes to think, if my best friend, my mom, my dad, my sister, my family members don't appreciate what I have to put out into the world and they're obligated to make me feel good, then why should some stranger care? And I'm here to tell you guys right now that you guys should not think like this. The harsh reality is a lot of the closest people to you are not going to support you. The number one thing that I want you guys to understand when it comes to art is that the actual art is probably less than 20% of what actually makes art good. The context is the other 70% of what makes something good. And a song comes on and I hear it and it's catchy. All it is a catchy song. If I know who made it, then I can connect the face to that song. If I know the background of that person, then I can connect the story to that song. And if there's a music video, then I can connect an image to that song. All things that record companies put millions of dollars for years into. Why is that? Because they understand that perception and context is everything. And the harsh reality is every person that is close to us already has a preconceived notion of who we are. Growing up in New York, a lot of people that I met throughout my life that ended up becoming famous or well-known or ended up being creatives of their own. As great as their art can be sometimes, if it conflicts with the idea of who I perceive them to be, then there is always going to be a disconnect no matter how good the art is. I have my own individual, unique, lived, shared experiences with them that shapes the person that they perceive me to be, and vice versa. Whether that's for the better or for worse, whether that's interesting or uninteresting, an entire aspect of what makes art enjoyable for some people is gone. The perception, the ability for people to come to their own conclusions based on what it is that they listened, well, at least half of that is gone because they already know who I am. If they know me to be a book smart, A+ student, and they hear me rapping about guns, drugs, and sex, aspects of my life that I don't openly put on display in everyday conversation, it can be a little bit jarring for them. That's just the reality of the situation. There is a lot of beauty and importance in a clean slate. It gives me a journey to go on. When I discover a new artist that I know nothing about, my introduction to them is the music. There's no preconceived notions clashing with the music. And even if there is, 9 times out of 10, The reality is, people are not gonna like to admit it. When a group of people already like something and they already see the value in it, it gives you a certain lens of curiosity because it's safer than something that no one cares about. Humans don't really like the unknown as much as we don't like to admit it. But if I put my time into something and it doesn't end up paying off, if there is already an audience for something, chances are if other people liked it, there's more of a chance that I will like it. There's a lot of pressure in being one of the first people to consume something. Pressure that a lot of your relatives and friends are not really going to know how to deal with. They're not going to be able to put their egos and their preconceived notions to the side to consume what it is that you're putting out. Like, that's a skill. And if you do have a friend that has that skill, then honestly, you should cherish them, but most people don't have that. You're not a huge artist, no real reason why they should take you seriously. You're just that accessible friend that they can talk to any other day, and so there's no value in consuming what it is that you're putting out for them, to the point where sometimes you can't even ask them for constructive criticism because, once again, they're not going to be able to look at that art in isolation, but rather from the perspective of, my mom is making this art, or my brother, or my friend, or this person that I know as a loser, or this person that I know as cool is doing something lame. There's just too much of that, and you just can't give people the benefit of the doubt to be open-minded consumers. Most people are just not like that. Once other people and strangers are able to take your art seriously, then they can look at it from the lens of the fact that other people take your art seriously. You get what I'm saying? If I'm the first person to consume something, right? It hasn't been put out into the world. I don't have any understanding that anyone else has ever consumed this thing before. I only have the perspective of me and me knowing the person that is giving me whatever it is that I'm consuming. That is the only perspective I have. If I know that 1 million other people listen to it, I can now put myself in the shoes of 1 million other people that don't know you. And this is why sometimes when people blow up, suddenly your friends are interested, your family are interested, because it's like, I know this person and I feel like I have an understanding of them. Let me see how it is that this same person comes off to other people, strangers. Why do they find this person that I view so regular interesting? This now gives them the curiosity to where they can put themselves in a headspace to be able to consume what it is that you're putting out. And I'm gonna say something controversial, but honestly, I've been doing YouTube for 4 years now, right? If you guys don't know, this is not my only channel. I have 2 to 3 other channels, right? Links will be in the description or whatever. You shouldn't want the approval of people that are close to you, right? You just shouldn't. The most authentic perspective you will get on whether what you're making is good or not will likely come from a stranger, because they have no incentive to please you. They have no incentive to make you feel good. They have no preconceived notion about you, so they don't owe you anything based upon who you are. And so that is how you will truly know if what you are making is quality or not. It's more convincing than someone that has no obligation to appease to you at all. And this is why I'm telling you guys, you shouldn't care. Obviously, ask your loved ones for constructive criticism if you understand that they're in the headspace to be able to look at your work in isolation. And obviously you can lead with that, but the reality is that shouldn't be the end-all be-all, because it's not for them. Your loved ones will not make you rich. Your friends will not make you rich. It is strangers that will make you rich. Any person that is successful in any sort of creative medium will tell you this. I feel like a lot of people are so discouraged by the fact that they did something for the first time and they don't get support. Especially my people. This is a common thing that I see. I'm tired of hearing it from people all the time. Oh, my friend doesn't support me. I saw you look at my story, but you didn't give it a like, you didn't give it a share. Listen, if you want to get a little bit more into metrics, just because someone likes your stuff, that doesn't help you. Let's say I put out a video that is 5 minutes long, and one of my friends leaves a like. It's so easy to sit there in my head and be like, yeah, he supported me because he left a like. Yeah, he clicked off of your video after 5 seconds. Your retention is dog shit because of your friend. But he left a like, right? He left a like, he supports me. No, stop thinking like that. Most of the people closest to you are not going to care about what it is that you're putting out. All they're going to want to do is show you that they are watching, that they're paying attention, so if miraculously you do blow up, and you will blow up, of course, because you watched my video, but they're not even supporting you in a pragmatic way. And this is what I feel like so many people don't understand. Never take stuff like this personal. It's just human nature. It's nothing personal at all. But more importantly, do stuff that makes you happy and fulfills you, and then put it out into the world. We don't make things for our friends. They already get to know us on a personal level. They're already around us 24/7. You don't need them to do any more than be your friend. They're not your fan. Overall, in 2026, I want you guys to block out the noise and just create. create an isolation of how people feel. We don't need to make things tailor-made to make people feel comfortable or make our friends feel comfortable or make things in a way to where people will support us. Be real, and everything that is for you will gravitate towards you, the most authentic version of you. Not a version of you that was curated towards something that your friend might have said, and then later down the line when you end up being successful anyway, that opinion doesn't matter anymore. We are here to build, not rent. Eventually you're gonna have to fly away from the nest and create your own. There's a reason why when you hit a certain age you have to move out of your family's house and start a new family somewhere else, with other people that have a different perception of you, that don't know you as the same you that your mom or your sister or your friends know, but a new you, a you that is more crucial in their lives, and a you that can genuinely say, hey, I evolved and I grew. I hope everything I'm saying made sense, because I feel like I'm just rambling all over the place. But overall guys, Happy New Year. Stick to the program, do not flip the script. We are halfway through the 2020s. What have you done? It is time to take your life seriously. And if you do have friends that genuinely support your art, cherish those friends and tell them how much you appreciate them. Because I promise you, it ain't that common of a thing. Overall, thank you guys for watching. I am out.